Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kat and today is a very exciting day. I feel a bit rusty. I haven't filmed in I think over 2 months, yes. So the last videos I filmed, I was very pregnant. Now I'm not pregnant anymore. I gave birth to a very healthy baby girl. She is with my husband right now playing in another room. She's over 2 months old, which boggles my mind. And I've just been having a most lovely time, you know, spending time with her and my husband and just getting to know her. So thank you all for letting me have that very wonderful break. I'm so glad to be back. Today I am filming my January TBR, which if you've been on my channel for a while, you know I do Mer-ry January. So it's all Mer themed books because it's one of my favorite themes of books. So I like to start out the year strong. So I have 10 oceany watery books today for you. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the list. So first up is a book that I got for Christmas. This is Compass Rose by Anna Burke. I have wanted to read this for so long. We're following a sailor who is really good at her job. So the admiral sends her undercover with this ragtag like crew that is headed by the captain Miranda. And they are headed deep into pirate territory. So we have a spy and a pirate and a crew captain and pirates. I am ready for this. I have been looking everywhere for FF rep that is interesting to me. I really don't like super soft romances. No one is surprised. I don't like super soft usually anything. So any sort of FF that's like pirate, killer, assassin, I'm like, give it to me. So this has been highly anticipated and I will be reading it in January. All right, next after that I have Mrs. Caliban by Rachel Ingalls. So I'm getting very Shape of Water vibes from this. So it says it's Dorothy is at her house and she starts to hear a weird voice talking to her through the radio, and at first she thinks it's not real, but then she realizes it is real when a scientific experiment, which I think is like a lizard aquatic man, shows up at her house and he has escaped from the local like marine biology science station. So it sounds weird, it sounds right up my alley, and I'm in love with this cover. Again, very Shape of Water, but it sounds weird. So I'm here for it. I'm just looking at my list down here, and that is what I'm looking at. Ah, yes. The next one that is on my list for January is an arc I have from NetGalley. This is The Other Brother, and this deals with a surfer romance. So basically, it's a forbidden romance because I believe they're stepbrothers, not related by blood, and also like they don't spend a lot of time with each other. But over one summer, they get to know each other, and I think they fall in love. So it's a forbidden stepbrother surfer romance. I'm here for it. Sounds great. It's rated really highly. It's rated like 4.6 on Goodreads. You'll see later that one of my goals for 2022 is not to read less romance because sometimes, especially with a new baby, you know, I just really need to read stuff that is like, what's it called? A palate cleanser that I can just get into, get out of, nice and quick, easy, don't have to pay attention to that plot that much, and gives me that good serotonin. So romance is back on the menu, baby, because of the baby. So next we have The Lake by Bianca Bellova, who is a Czech writer, and this is another NetGalley arc I find so many interesting books through NetGalley that I like otherwise wouldn't know about. And this is a surrealist dystopian set around a lake which is both drying up and expanding its borders. I don't know what that means. I'm really intrigued. It's following a young boy who has to go on an adventure / mission to save someone in his family. And it says he has to walk around it, swim through it, and get to the bottom of the lake. And I am just intrigued. It sounds like it could be surrealist and wonderful, or it could be a hot mess. So I'm hoping it's the former, not the latter. Next on the list, I have The Music of the Deep, which I found randomly one day when I was looking up orca books, like killer whale books. It's a very niche market, and this one combines a mystery thriller with marine biology and orcas. So I'm really excited about it. So a woman has fled her abusive marriage. Her husband is a dick. And she is living on the Puget Sound as a local marine biologist studying orcas. So when she befriends the locals, she finds out that she's actually living in the most haunted town. And her past is coming to haunt her. So I think it sounds great. Everything about it, not everything about it. Like, if it was a normal thriller, I don't know if I would have picked it up, but marine biology and orcas just pushed it right over the edge for me. So hopefully I will be getting to that one. I also have Out of Water, which I found when I was looking up horror short story collections, because I last year read quite a lot of great dark story collections that just thrilled me and really got in my noggin and were rolling around in there and had some great ideas. So I'm into short stories now. They have to be dark, of course. Out of Water, yeah. It says, the quote of the series is, "This is an invitation to drowning." So it says, "Seabed deserts choked with ghosts, lonely roving children of the fen. Your garden grows below ground. You will be born into a cradle of your own bones, and shadows will burst forth from your eyes." Sounds dark. I'm ready. I'm ready. And I have not heard anyone talk about it. A lot of these books, I haven't heard many people talk about. I've heard people talk about Mrs. Caliban, specifically Jen Campbell, and she really liked it. So, yeah, I'm excited. Next is one I think that a lot of people have heard about on BookTube. I've heard multiple people talk about it. This is Skin of the Sea by Natasha Bowen. I don't usually read YA, but this cover, A Mermaid of Color. Because I read so much mermaid content, I'm always looking to read books that don't just feature white mermaids, because that's like a crock of shit. Like, there's no way all mermaids are white. I mean, they're freaking mythological. They could be any color, whatever. So anyway, back to the point. The point is, I saw this cover and I was like, I need this in my life. Bought it immediately for Kindle. I will be reading this. It says, "Simi prayed to the gods once. Now she serves them as Mami Wata, a mermaid, collecting the souls of those who die at sea and blessing their journeys back. However, when something bad happens, she is called upon to fight that evil." So I am ready for it. The last book I read that had a mermaid of color didn't go that well. I had such high hopes. I will be talking about it in my most disappointing books of 2021, so look forward to that. Look forward to me ranting about that. The next book on my list is The Dolphin House, which is an arc, again, from NetGalley, and this is cool. It's based on the true life story of the 1965 Dolphin House experiment, where they paired a deaf woman with a dolphin and saw if they could communicate. So she is great at languages, and she uses sign language while living in this house with a wall connected to the dolphin pen, and they live next to each other and develop a language. I think it sounds so freaking cool, but also sad, because once you realize other animals, you know, have sentience, then you're like, should they be in captivity? That is a conversation for another day, and I'll see what the book says. I'm very interested. It sounds really interesting, and of course it's not even out yet, so I'll let you know if it's worth picking up. So penultimately, I have Tides by Sara Freeman, another NetGalley arc. So this one is following a woman who washes up on shore with just like a waterlogged cell phone, and kind of she's cut off from her previous life, and she's going to start this life in this new town when the past comes calling, and you start to figure out more about why she perhaps ran away from her other previous life. So, as I have been watching this, the ratings have gone down a bit to a 3.77, so we shall see if it is worth it or not. And the last book on my list here is actually a children's book, because since I have a daughter now, I'm really interested in children's literature, which has a range of representation and topics. And this one is obviously marine biology and sharks, and stars a little girl of color. So this is Imani's Undersea Adventure. This is another NetGalley arc I have by T.M. Jackson, and the illustrator is Darwin Marfil. So Imani doesn't like sharks because they have big mouths filled with big teeth, perfect for eating small children. But when her grandpa takes her to the aquarium, she learns about marine biologists and scuba divers, clever people who study and swim with sharks. So she discovers the treasures of the deep and realizes that sharks aren't so scary. So one of the biggest things that I hear when I tell people about all the scuba diving I've done and all the studying I've done of the ocean, they're always like, aren't you scared of sharks? Like, it's like the #1 thing. And I am not scared of sharks. I find them beautiful, wonderful creatures. I've dove with a lot of sharks and I find them fascinating. There are a lot more terrifying creatures to be scared of in the oceans than sharks. I'm not going to name them because I don't want to trigger anyone and give anyone new phobias. But I'm not scared of sharks, and I really don't want our daughter to be either. So I really want to read this, and if it's good, then I'll put it on my list to order for her later, because obviously she's like 2 months old. She won't even accept the like babyest of baby books that I have right now. Like, obviously she's just 2 months old, but I want to read to her so bad, and every time I try to read to her, she's like, I can't focus, I hate this, please just cuddle me. So we're not yet at the reading stage. But I am anticipating it, and you best believe that whenever I see a children's book that interests me or that I see in the store, I take a picture and I have a running list for the future. Yeah, because I'm sure that there are amazing children's books out there. And yeah, so I'm just in this weird state where like my adult reading and like my personal reading, I like dark content, I like translated content, and obviously children's content that I'm looking for obviously needs to still be diverse, but ideally not dark and in English, in simple English. So yeah, that finishes up the books that I'm looking to read in January. Well, like the ones that are at the top of my list. I also just pulled 3 from my shelves that I have. I have The Soul of the Octopus, I have The Deep, that's a very original title, and My Last Continent. This one is intriguing to me because it's set in Antarctica with penguins. So yeah, I think that maybe sounds interesting. These have been on my shelves for years now, so I'm thinking that if I don't read them, I might donate them. So wish them luck, because otherwise they shall be yeeted. Okay, so I will see you in another video very soon. I'm really looking forward to it, and thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the new subscribers, and I will see you later. Bye!